Hello everyone, I hope you're all well. So I've come on today, as you can see, I'm doing a voiceover today just because the video got mixed up in various places, so I just thought it would be easier. So anyway, welcome to Mixed Media Wednesday. I don't know why I always laugh at that, but yeah, it just makes me laugh. What I'm showing you here is a printing plate, and what I thought I'd do today is trace monoprint, which is just another way of printing without a printing press. So I'm showing you some black ink. It's a printing ink, and so it will remain sticky and ready to print for quite some time, and I can get a number of prints off it. So it's a coal black ink that I'm using, and I'm just showing you some other inks there which I have of colours, but I'm sticking to black today. So I'm showing you here some more colours. These are so you can print with acrylics and gouache as well, but today I'm printing with as I say, printing ink. But I'll talk a little bit about the printing with acrylics later on. So I've inked up a plate previous to starting the video because I wanted to do a couple of prints to show you what you can do, and also just have a practice because it's a while since I've done any printing, like in terms of this using printing ink. And I thought it would just be easier to make a start really, but yeah, just to show you. So I've just used a piece of Perspex and printed it and rolled some ink over. So you do it over and over until you get a really nice smooth finish, as I'm showing you there. Lifting your brayer is your roller, lifting it up to make sure that you get a nice smooth finish. And then I'm showing you the brayer and the just saying how to use it, and showing you, I'm not sure what I'm saying there, but anyway, I'm just showing you how to use it, and then I'm showing you the edge that you can rest your brayer on so that you don't get ink everywhere. And my brayers are quite old. I've used them over and over again for quite some years now, but they still work. They're okay. It's just showing you that. You can, if you don't have a brayer, you're going to find it difficult, and you can pick them up relatively cheaply. I don't think they're too expensive, and once you've got one, you could use it with your jelly plate rather, and for all sorts of other things, so they're worth investing in. A piece of Perspex, you could use whatever you have, whatever you can find, a piece of plastic from packaging or something like that. Just whatever you can find that you can roll the the ink out. This is a water-based ink, by the way. It's not oil-based, which can be scary. So there I'm showing you a flower print that I did by tracing from an image, and you can see I've got lots of detail and outline there. The thing about it is that it's quite dark, and that's because it's the first print and I probably put too much ink down, but the print itself is quite dark. The other thing I'm saying is the marks surrounding the image are there, a part and parcel of a trace monoprint. It's some people don't like that, they don't like the marks, but that is part and parcel of a trace monoprint. You get that I like it. I think it's nice, and some you can avoid touching the your paper, and that helps, but you know, I quite like the surrounding sort of smudges and things like that. So here I'm showing you just some freehand drawings of leaves and flowers and things like that. And so that's that one. This is what we call a ghost print. So it's a print, the first flower print that I showed you, that's a ghost print of that. So rather than sort of a black outline, you get a white outline on a dark background. Yeah, so that's something that you can do, and take a second print from it if you can. So yeah, so that's I used in printing today. I have used just cartridge paper, but you can use copy paper. In fact, I do use copy paper in this video as well. You can use watercolour paper as well. So a variety of papers, whatever you want to use, you can try it out. You know, it's all about experimenting. This is mixed media after all. It's not, you know, trying to get a perfect print or anything like that. That can come later. This is just about experimenting, having fun with different techniques and seeing what works really. So yeah, anyway, I hope you're all well. As you can see, sorry, before I say that, as you can see, I've put a little bit of tape at the top just to hold it in place. And I think because the images I've shown you just now were florals, plants and things, I'm going to show you some mark making, and these are some tools that I have available to do some mark making. So I'm going to show you what I do with these. Yeah, I don't think that one worked out very well, but using it in a different way does work out, and that's quite nice. There we go. So yeah, as I say, I hope you're all well, it's nice to. I did make a video. Here we go. I'm just going to show you this. I did make a video yesterday, but it didn't quite work out, and it was a slow stitch one. Didn't quite work out, so that's a bit unfortunate, but I will do another one tomorrow, I think, if I can tomorrow. I'd like to do more on camera, and I also started a new journal, so I can show you what I've done with that, but it's been a busy week. So now I'm just doing some more mark making with this little tool. Yeah, I don't think it really does very much, but you know, it's worth trying out these little things and seeing how they. I mean, you can get some really nice little areas of detail and background. It depends what you're looking for. And of course, using a pencil, you're going to get a nice sharp edge, so you can get some sharp lines and let's say just use what you have in your toolbox. And I don't mean literally toolbox. I mean, well, you could use your toolbox to try some things out, but yeah, just whatever you have to hand. I'm using the end of a paintbrush, the other end of a paintbrush here, to do some drawing. I think I decided that I wanted to draw a meadow here, so I'm drawing some grasses. And I'm doing some fine detail with the bottom of a paintbrush, which, you know, doesn't exactly turn out fine. But it's nice to just free yourself from the tools that you would normally use. So yeah, I'm really just using what I have and trying to enjoy the process and not thinking too hard about it. So let's have a look. This is a beauty of doing this, and you know, you can look at your work and alter it, change it, or you know, add to it, do whatever you want to it. So it's quite nice to be able to do this with this type of ink. So while I'm doing this flower meadow. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who subscribed and to me. I have reached 1,000 subscribers, which is amazing. That I realised on Friday that I had reached that, and I was just so happy. And it's a little milestone it's a big milestone really, that I wasn't sure that I'd ever reach. And I just love the fact that we have created a community, albeit a quiet one sometimes. I do appreciate that. Sometimes you don't have time to comment and, engage. And I appreciate that. There's no pressure. But it is lovely when I do get a comment. I love it. I love engaging with you and finding out what you're doing and what your likes are, what you're enjoying, type of thing. So yeah, I appreciate you all so much. I don't know if you can understand that when you do something like this. When I first started out, I didn't know where it was going to go. It's been very much a learning curve for me, a long process of learning and, using technology and things like that. So I'm very, I'm grateful for those skills as well, to have learnt those. Using I never thought I'd use editing software, to be honest. That's a big learning curve for me. Just everything, all about it, having the confidence to come on and gaining confidence, sharing my work, the vulnerability of that, and being open to comments, and also just making friends. I feel that I've made some friends on here, people who support me, people who've bought my work, which is fantastic, a huge compliment. And I just feel like it's going in the right direction. I hope that you're finding some, inspiration and, enjoyment in what I'm doing. And I hope I can offer a variety so that I'm not just stuck in one area of work, because I think that, I can reach more people, create a larger community, and also it keeps me occupied. So, just a big, big thank you. And onwards and upwards. So I'm not sure what I'm trying to say on this bit here. I think I'm just saying, maybe just do some different types of flowers and things like that. I think I'm going to draw some cornflowers, or echinacea, as they're called. I'm not sure what they are. I don't think they are. But let's see. See what I've managed to produce. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. Anyway, yeah, so I think I make some larger flowers. I think I draw some larger flowers. So, here we go. It's a real, really nice way of just working. It gives you other options. I mean, you don't have to stick to black. You can work with different colours. You can add layers of ink on. Once you've let one lot of ink dry, then you can add a layer of colour again, because you don't, you can just sort of keep going. If you position your paper and your plate in a particular way, it's registration, it's called. You can make sure that your page goes back to exactly the same place, so you can work over it in that way. Or you can just do a really freehand colouring way of working as well. So maybe I can show you that in a future video. But the trouble is that the ink needs to dry, otherwise it will smudge everywhere. Because it's water-based, I don't know if we can add watercolour. I'm going to check that out, because I think it would be really nice to add some watercolour to some of these or even maybe we could add acrylics, I don't know. But it would be nice to add some colour that way as well and see what we get. So it's all about experimenting and trying things out. Yeah. I'm taking my time and doing quite detailed little drawings here. But I'm, obviously enjoying the process. And it's not always easy to think about things to do. There we go, I'm showing you. There's always ideas in the back of my mind, and I try and write them down when they come to me, and then I doubt myself and wonder if I'm going to be able to do it, and then I think, yeah, of course I can do it, and it swings and roundabouts constantly and changing my mind. But this morning I just got stuck in and wanted to have a go, so that's what I'm doing. I will get my jelly plate out as well and do some jelly printing. One of the things that I want to do coming up is using earthy tones and creating earthy tones backgrounds for a junk journal, and then creating a junk journal from those pages, or using those as the pages for the journal rather. So using lots of different earthy tones like browns and creams and beiges and golds and greens and things like that, just very tones of colour, I guess. I think a message popped up there just to say to not place your hand on the paper if you can help it, if you don't want extra marks, as if you can avoid doing that. Sometimes I think it adds to the print, and other times it can mess up an area that you didn't want, can't speak today, certain marks on your paper. So yeah, it's just about being careful where you need to be careful, or just using it being your choice about how you want things to look. So I'm creating some tiny flowers. I've obviously spent some time on this now. But yeah, I'm just I think I'm in just, in the zone and trying to make a picture from it, seeing how it works. Let's have a look. Hopefully, yeah, I think what I realise is that you can't really see much detail from the smaller plants. Oh, so there you go. I'm going to make another cornflower instead, and finish it off, I think. Sorry if there's any interruptions in the voiceover. A couple of times I've let my thumb drift, so apologies for that. Voiceover isn't easy actually, and rather than just starting again when you're halfway through, it's just not worthwhile really, if just for the sake of a couple of interruptions. But hopefully it hasn't made any difference to the quality of the video. So there you go. I love that. It's like a meadow with trees in the background or grasses, and I just love it. As I say, you can add colour to it if you want to. You could use pastels, crayons, all sorts of things. So it would be worth trying some things out on top, and just, like I said, it's all experimentation. I'll try not to say that too much. So I've done some flowers, and I think now I want to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to roll the ink again, just spray the ink, get it smoothed out, get all those marks off there, so that I can use it again. And you can keep using it, for a period of time. You'd soon learn when it's you've used it up, basically. But you can get a fair number of prints out of this. I think I started quite thickly in the beginning. You only need really a tiny little bit of printing ink. It goes a very long way, I can tell you. So I think I'm just looking at tools I can use to do something. Putting some paper down. So this is just cheap. It's not even what I would call cartridge paper, really, but it's very light paper, light weight paper, in a cheap sketchbook. So you can use anything. I think after a while I used maybe a bit of I use some copy paper, and tracing paper or whatever. You can use all sorts of different. I've done some marks there, and I'm not satisfied with them, so I'm just using any tools that I can. But here I've got a little sort of glue spatula type thing, glue spreader. I'm just trying out marks, seeing what works and what doesn't, and what gives me the marks that I like and want to use, because these pages will be used either in journals or, they certainly will be in my sketchbook, the ones that I like, and some of them could be cut up and put into my journals, as backgrounds. Just different. I can use them with different things, so in different ways. So I'm really just playing with it, playing with the tool, using it on the flat, and now I'm using it on the side to get sharper lines, and controlling. Let's have a look. Yeah, so you can't really see there. Sorry about that. Oh, there we go. You can see the darker lines there. They're the edges and then you can see the broader lines. I really like that. I like the effect. I'm going for some more. Yeah. And I think I keep it fairly simple, this one. I really liked the effects of it all. Oh, I'm going in for more. I don't remember doing this. Okay, so I'm turning it over, maybe to get more lines, I don't know. Oh, okay, so I'm just using a different tool here. I'm using a paint pot, getting a circle, so I'm getting some, I'm pressing on quite hard there, and twisting it so maybe it gives a nice shape, I don't know, circular shape, but I quite like the circles in there as well. Not sure what I'm doing here. Yeah, I thought I'd left it there, but yeah, I think I do leave it here. I think I've realised that, I don't need to do anything else to make it interesting. It's already interesting enough, for me anyway. I really love that. Yeah, really interesting marks, and yeah, I really enjoyed doing that, and I loved the outcome of that one. Yeah, very simple but effective. I think I'm saying there that you could chop it into pieces and use it in different ways, or just keep it whole like that and use it in some way, and maybe use it in collage, things like that. So there's all sorts of things we can do with it, using it for mixed media. Not sure what I'm doing here. Could be getting more tools or chatting, but just saying, here we go, some paper. I was getting more paper to see if I can get another print. Yeah. So I'm trying to get a ghost print here. It doesn't quite work out, and I'm using a clean brayer to press down, and I'm not really sure what I expected, because well, you'll see. So this is just copy paper. It is 120 GSM copy paper, but I didn't need to use that weight of copy paper. I could have just used, good old 80 GSM, lightweight paper. But it's what I had to hand. I was probably just getting what I had to hand. So I lift it up, and there you go. It's, just a surprising result with that circle in the corner there. And I found that really interesting, how the circle was there but nothing else. So, but waste not, want not, I think I do some extra work on it. So I'm going to place it. I don't need to place it back in the exact same position. I can do whatever I want. So I've placed it in a different position, and I'm using a toothpick to go in and do some marks. And then I can keep having a look. More of the glue spreader. So the glue spreader doesn't do much, but the toothpick, I do get some nice little marks from the toothpick, so I think I carry on using that. It's a sharper tool, so it shows up on that background. It shows up a bit better. You need something sharp, with the sharp edge, a good, edge to it. And now I'm using a pencil. I'm doing some circles. I quite like the effect these give. So they're not, they don't stand out as much as I'd like, but I'm going to rectify that in a little while. I forgot to tape the paper down, or I didn't tape the paper down from the beginning here, so it moves a little bit, but it doesn't matter. In this instance, it doesn't matter. It's not like the print is, it needs to be in a certain position. It doesn't, but it's not ideal. But ideally I should have taped it, but it's okay. So I'm just using my pencil to make more lines and squiggles and marks on the page, and we'll see how it turns out. So you can't really see. Yeah, I think you can see. It does work. I was quite pleased with the results, but it's more subtle on screen than it is when you see it in real life. The marks show up a bit more in real life. So I'm just adding pressure to these little circles because I like the look of them. There you go. So I really like that piece. I think it, again, an interesting piece. Simple, very simple, but interesting. And I love that circle on the... Sorry, happened again, took my thumb off. I was saying that I loved the circle on the edge there. So, back in with the brayer, trying to smooth it out again. You can see I'm using up a lot of the ink is getting used up now. Still a fair bit though. You can see it's smoothing out, and there's a good solid bit of ink there to use. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. I think I might be doing some writing. This is just copy paper. So I think I'm going to do some writing. And yes, I do. And I think I speed it up as well. Or I thought I did. But, oh, here we go. Yeah, so I did speed it up. So it was just some random thoughts that came into my head that I decided to write down. I was just trying it out, and I really liked the effect of it, once I'd done it. So you'll see how it works. So one of the things you'll realise, or I realised, is that it's backwards. So it prints backwards. So I'm looking at it and thinking, what? But I like it. I think it's even better, because if you were going to write some secret notes, you could write it, or just your thoughts that you don't want anybody to read, you could write it out, and then, it's not easily discernible. So, you've got a bit of secret writing there. But I really like the effect. And I could have pressed on more with my hands to get some background ink a little bit as well. I think that would have been really interesting as well. So... I'm not sure what I'm saying here. Obviously something important that I can't remember. Oh dear. But yeah, I was happy with the writing as well, and I can imagine doing a lot more of that. But yeah, so it's good. It's all good. Really enjoyed, doing this session today. I think actually what I'm talking about when I think about it now is I'm talking about using acrylic, which I'd planned to talk about anyway at the end of the video. But here what I'm saying is that you wouldn't get that type of finish if you'd used acrylic paint. So you can make marks, of course, with acrylic paint, and you get some really lovely results monoprinting. But they're different results, obviously, and you'd get more of a painterly effect rather than that sort of printy, chalky effect. You're going to get something different, which is equally as nice. But so if you don't have any printing ink, go ahead and use some acrylic if you have acrylic, or gouache if you have any gouache to use to do some, monoprinting. It's good fun. It really is good fun, and you can do lots of different effects and techniques with it. It's just a case of having a go and seeing what you can come up with, and then you can create some really nice results. You could, if you wanted as well, use paper that you've already painted on. So for example, you do a background paper by painting on it, like you want a particular colour, let's say blue, but you want to use a white or a yellow printing medium, so it could be let's say acrylic. So you've got a background, and then you add the print on top of that background, and it can look really effective. So now what I'm doing is I've finished all of the printing. I did a little bit of printing just to get rid of the ink, to use up the ink, not get rid of it, to use up the ink. So those little pages that you see there are just me printing off using the ink. That was the one that we did together. Yeah, like I say, I wish I'd sort of leaned in on a bit on there and got some of that ink onto it, from smudging it. That's just some crazy writing, some mark making, using up scraps of paper and using up the ink. That one, you've seen all of these, but I'm just showing you again the results. So that one, which is amazing, but it's dark and smudgy, could have been a lot better. But that is tracing. So if you don't want to do freehand, you want to do you can get some amazing results. Just take your time, lots of practice, and do use some images that you like to trace, and there you go. So yeah, these are just experimental images just to have a go and show you what can be done, but I'm sure that you can produce some really nice work using these different techniques. Yeah, I love that one. One of my favourites. And then off camera I also used a bit of scrap parcel paper and tissue paper that was all wrinkled and torn. So that was interesting as well. I mean, I will definitely be using this in my mixed media. So yeah, some really nice pieces, and I'm happy with the results. I hope you enjoyed, watching, and that you have a go yourself. So here I'm just showing you some acrylics. I was trying to say that, like I said previously, you can use acrylics. You don't have to use printing ink, and you can use gouache, but the acrylics work really well. And I, they're two different types. So you've got the tube ones that come out quite thick, and then you've got those bottled ones. And then the bottled ones are sort of a more liquid. But if you want to use have them more liquid, that I'm showing you in that orange bottle is a flow improver. So it allows the medium to flow better, and it will stay wetter longer on the printing plates. So it's definitely worth investing in that if you're going to do more printing with acrylics in particular, because it works very well with acrylics. So it's flow improver, in case you want to go and have a look. And there we go. So I hope you've enjoyed this this video, and once again, thank you so much. I appreciate you all, I really, really do, and I'm just grateful for this channel, and for engaging with you and connecting with you all. So yeah, so have fun, and I will be back very soon to do another video, and I'll see you again soon. So take care.